Experiment 9, Potentiometric Titration of Chloride and Iodide by Jared Enriquez and Radia Himoan. Before we begin, you will need to wear closed-toed shoes, lab safety goggles, and gloves. For this experiment, you will need a ring stand, ring clamp, a 50 milliliter graduated burette with stopcock, a magnetic stirrer, and the magnetic stir bar, 3 beakers, 1 for the buffer, 1 for the titration reaction, and 1 to make the salt bridge, 2 100 milliliter volumetric flasks, 1 labeled silver nitrate and the other labeled KI/KCl, a long-stemmed funnel, 2 a 10 milliliter graduated pipette and pipette bulb, a 10 milliliter graduated cylinder, a plastic wash bottle filled with DI water, a silver wire, filter paper, a pair of scissors, a Vernier LabQuest toolbox with a LabQuest that has potentiometric capabilities, a drop counter, a pH probe, and a voltage probe. Before you begin, you will need to attach the drop counter to the ring stand, then attach the ring clamp to the ring stand, attach the burette to the ring clamp, place the pH probe through the hole in the drop counter, place the magnetic stirrer at the bottom of the titrating apparatus, plug the drop counter into the digital channel on the LabQuest. The pH probe is plugged into channel 2, and the voltage probe is plugged into channel 1. Next, you will need to calibrate the drop counter. On the LabQuest, select Sensors, Calibrate, Drop Counter, press Calibrate now. Fill the burette with water, and then you can start dropping at a rate of 1 drop a second. Let the LabQuest count the drops. Calibrate until about 5 milliliters of water. Once it is done calibrating, enter the volume for 5 milliliters and then press OK. Next, you will need to calibrate the voltage probe. Connect the 2 ends of the alligator clips together and press 0. Then set the pH probe to record potential. To begin the experiment, place the weighing paper on the balance and tare. Use the weighing paper to measure out 0.1 grams of potassium iodide, potassium chloride solid mixture, removing and adding solids as necessary to obtain 0.1 grams. Repeat the process to measure 0.17 grams of silver nitrate, adding and removing solids as necessary to obtain 0.17 grams. Put the measured out solids into their respective volumetric flasks. Dilute the contents of the flasks to 100 milliliters with DI water. Add water until the meniscus is on the dilution line. Use a stopper or your thumb to cover the top of the flask and shake the solutions well. Making sure the stopcock of the burette is closed, use the funnel to pour 50 milliliters of silver nitrate solution into the burette. Fill the beaker labeled buffer halfway with buffer solution. Using the graduated pipette, take 10 milliliters of KI/KCl solution and put it into the beaker labeled KI/KCl. Dilute the solution in the beaker to 20 milliliters by adding 10 milliliters of DI water. Next, you will prepare the salt bridge by cutting a strip of filter paper. Fill the beaker for the salt bridge with enough potassium nitrate to completely submerge the filter paper. Soak the filter paper. This will be your salt bridge. Attach the silver wire to the red alligator clip of the voltage probe and place it in the diluted KI/KCl solution. This will be your indicator probe. The pH probe goes into that solution as the reference probe. Leave the black clip outside of the solutions. Use the salt bridge to connect the buffer solution with the KI/KCl solution. Make sure both sides are in the solutions. The magnetic stirring rod goes into the diluted KI/KCl solution. Carefully turn on the magnetic stirrer to a low stir. Press the Start button on the LabQuest and begin titration. Open the stopcock to drip 1 drop a second. Two graphs will be displayed on the LabQuest, potential 1 versus potential 2. The volume is also given. Endpoint is reached when the solution is a cloudy silvery white. Stop the titration. The two graphs will appear on the LabQuest screen. Save the file into USB. Be sure to also record the drop counter calibration. Export the file to the USB. Rename the file as Run1 and save. Add new KiKCl solution to titrate and replace the salt bridge. Repeat the steps to conduct a second run. Refill the burette with silver nitrate solution if necessary.